Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's lesson, we'll be learning what a computer is, computer hardware and software, input devices and output devices. So if that sounds interesting enough to you, do well to like this video, subscribe to our channel and also share it with your friends and family. First of all, let's learn what a computer is. A computer is an electronic device that manipulates data or information, which may include a set of instructions called a program, into meaningful form through the use of input and output procedures. Computers have the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. They do exactly what you want them to do. The only thing is, you have to tell them what to do in a language they understand, which is the programming languages. This can be done with general-purpose programs, which are pre-installed on the computer, or you can choose to write your own specific program depending on what you want to do. To understand how computers work, there are two important things you need to know: computer hardware and computer software. So let's look at them one after the other. First of all, computer hardware. Computer hardware refers to the physical parts or components of a computer system. If you were to buy a computer, the item you will physically see in the shop is the computer hardware. Most people think that when you talk about computers, most especially general users, they think the computer is the same thing as the monitor. But no, the monitor is just a component of the computer system, but not the whole computer. For example, if I remove the cover of this laptop, I'll be able to see various components such as the RAM, the motherboard, the CPU, and many more. All these components are referred to as computer hardware. Some examples of computer hardware include keyboards, mouse monitor, printers, microphone, speakers, CPU, hard drives, RAM, and many more. The next one is computer software. Unlike computer hardware, you can't touch computer software. It's not a physical component. Computer software are basically sets of programs and other operating information used by a computer system. Basically, computer software are programs or applications that run on your computer. For example, the application you use to browse the internet, which is the browser, is a software. Even the operating system of your computer, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, whichever you are using, are all software. Other examples of computer software include Microsoft Office Suite, Adobe Photoshop, antivirus programs, and many more. Both hardware and software are very important for a computer to function. You can't do anything without either of them. You can't even use your computer unless the hardware is installed with an operating system, which is a software. There are basically three major types of computer software: application software, system software, and firmware. Let's quickly look at each one of them. Application software are programs designed to perform specific tasks or activities for end users. As the name implies, it's an application. Examples include games, web browsers, word processors, spreadsheets, databases, and many more. System software manages and controls a computer's hardware to create an operating environment for hardware and application software to function. The most popular example of system software is the operating system, which controls all the hardware and software resources of a computer. And firmware is basically a permanent software that is placed into a hardware during the manufacturing process. An example is the basic input-output system, which is a software that is burned into a read-only memory chip on the motherboard. Now that you know the basics of computers, let's move on to learn about computer input and output devices. Input devices are devices that are used to enter data and commands into a computer system. Without input devices, your computer would be useless because there would be nothing going into it. There are so many types of input devices, but I'll show you the most common ones. First of all, we have the keyboard. The keyboard is probably the most popular input device. Just about every computer has one. This is because it makes typing so easy. It was invented by Christopher Latham Scholes in the year 1868, and ever since then it has undergone series of modifications until we had the keyboards we are using today. Next, we have the mouse. The mouse is another popular input device which is mostly used for controlling the cursor on the screen. It was invented by Douglas Engelbart in the year 1964. Then we have the microphone, which is used for inputting sound into your computer. We have scanners, which are used for converting printed materials like books into digital format so that you can edit them on your computer. Other examples of input devices include a joystick, graphics tablets, web cameras, and barcode readers. Moving on, let's learn about output devices. An output device is a piece of computer hardware that receives data from a computer system and converts it into a form that can be viewed or otherwise perceived by humans or other devices. For example, if you want to print something, you'd have to send it to the printer, which is an output device, to be printed. Here are some of the most popular output devices. The first one is the monitor. A monitor is an output device that produces images in color and can display moving images. They come in different sizes. The one you have right now, whichever type of device you are watching this video on, might be a monitor. The second one is the printer. Printers receive data from a computer and produce a hard copy of it on paper. They come in different varieties. The main difference between them is their printing technology. You've got inkjet printers, laser printers, 3D printers, dot matrix, and many more. The next one is a speaker. Speakers convert electrical signals from a computer into audible sound waves. They come in all shapes and sizes. You can get speakers with a single purpose, for example, a computer speaker, or you can get speakers that can be used for multiple purposes, like home theater systems. Other examples of output devices include plotters, projectors, and headphones. You should note that some devices can serve as both input and output devices. For example, you can use a microphone to input audio into your computer. At the same time, you can use the same microphone to output sound from your computer. You can also use your monitor to output images onto the screen. At the same time, you can also use your monitor as an input device by clicking on the screen using your mouse. This is common with some laptops where you can click on the screen to register your inputs. That brings us to the end of this lesson. So if you have any question concerning what we've learned today, kindly drop it in the comment section. Also, if you want us to cover any particular topic in future lessons, kindly let us know by dropping it in the comment section. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like this video before you leave, and I hope to see you in the next video.